Hi, Uniquely Cindy here. I am at a church on Old Carriage Road, and on one side of the church is the church cemetery, and then on the other side of the church in just a little plot is a small graveyard. And here is one of the graves. The lady was born in 1879 and passed away in 1927. It says, "In rest, Patty, beloved wife of," looks like S.G. Pridgeton or Ridgeton. And there's 5 graves here that I see, and it's totally separated from the cemetery. So I believe this might have been a family plot. Sidney Pridgeton, 1870, 1967, 1957. If anybody in my stories knows anything about this little cemetery, or little graveyard actually, let me know. Comment below. I'm going to take y'all over in just a minute to the church cemetery, and I'll show you the name of the church. Emma Elizabeth Pridgeton. So this, is a family plot. 1870 to 1921. I first noticed it when I was riding by the church, and the cemetery itself caught my attention. But then I noticed over here under the trees on the other side of the church next to a house was just these little graves here. And it's not kept up as frequently as the church cemetery. Roscoe Leonard Smith, 1925, 1934. It's a child. And then Estelle Pridgeton Smith, 1901, 1946. So we've got this little family graveyard here, and in the background here you can see the church. In just a minute I will be glad to share the name of the church with you, and there's a pretty cemetery over on the other side of the church. This is on Old Carriage Road, down by the Reservoir store. There's the store right across the street there. I've been up here a few times because they've had several yard sales here. Very friendly. And we'll go over here and we'll look at the cemetery for just a moment. I'm going to be doing some shorts on the difference between cemeteries and graveyards, mort safes and false graves or false tombs. These are things that caught my interest, and I thought I'd share them with you and see what you think. So like and subscribe my channel, Uniquely Cindy, YouTube, so that you'll be able to see when they're uploaded and be able to get the latest edition of the things that's coming out. If you look in the background there, you can see we're getting close to the church cemetery. And this church just celebrated, I believe it's Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist Church. I believe they just celebrated their 100th anniversary back during the summer. It's not a very big cemetery. We'll take a look at a few of the markers that's in here. I love the trees. I think trees and all are so pretty in cemeteries. This looks like the Joyner family. 1898, 1966, 1919, and 1978. This was World War II, 1922, 1960, World War II, 1924, 1945. Thank y'all and your families for your service. And here are some more. These look like some of the older plots that's here in this little church cemetery. Some don't even have markers, as this one here. And then we have, oh my goodness, I don't even know if I can read this one. I can't read it. I see the year of death is 1945. There's a little one right back there. 1892, 1925. And from the size of these, I would say these are children's graves. Looks like 1925, date of death and date of birth. Once again, 1925. And this looks like 3 plots. It says Baby Weaver, 1921. Y'all have heard me say it before that I feel like children's graves are among the saddest graves. This was interesting. It's got one of the pointed tombstones on top, grave toppers. But I don't see anything written. Oh, I can't lift that. It's buried into the ground. Here we have son of JT and Minnie Weaver. So 1 year old, 1910, 1911. (1883, 1925), the father, Weaver, and then the mother, 1892, 1960. Looks like there's a lot of Weavers and Joiners. 1852, sorry, I didn't mean to jerk the camera. 1953. 1840 to 1912. And over here under the tree, looks like the tree is grown up around it. We've got 2. Randolph Joyner, 1932, 1944, just a child. And then here is a cross of a grave. That's all the markings that's on it. Some more. This is the older part of the cemetery. Now here is a Pridgeton that we saw over in the little graveyard a while ago, a Pridgeton family. 1840, looks like 1911. And then this one is broken off. And this was a soldier in the Confederacy, husband of Madge Pridgeton, 1844 to 1913. So the graveyard that's on the other side of the church may be part of the original cemetery. 1844, 1921, because there are a lot of Pridgetons in here also, and that was Pridgetons on the other side. If you know anything about the history of the cemetery, comment below and let me know. Parker, 1921, 1924, just a baby. 1933, 1933, just a few months old. A lot of children out here. More, 1963, 1963. Less than a month old. Geneva Cockrell, 1908, 1948. Pretty angels. We'll walk down here just a little bit more. We're getting out of the older part now, coming into what looks like more current dates. And then there's some out here that there's no longer any markings on. Nice epitaph. Having finished life's duties, he now sweetly rests. 1909, 1939. 1870. 1946, gone but not forgotten. Betty Ann. Oh, excuse me. Stepped into a hole. 1860, 1931. You know, when I look at these graves sometimes and I see 1800s to the 1900s, you think, wow. But then if we stop and think, most of us that are in my age group, we were born in the 1900s, and when we pass away, it's going to be in the 2000s. And, you know, same difference. One day somebody's going to be standing here with a camera going, wow. Eason, 1879, 1932. And this one's in disrepair. Looks like we have some more children's. There's a lot of holes out here, so if you come out here, be careful. Parker, daughter of, says Shelley, daughter of C.J. and Rosa Parker, 1813. 1923, 1924. 1817, 1817, and they're just babies. 1886, 1912. Davis family. 1915, 1934. So once again, I am at the Missionary Baptist Church on Old Carriage Road, Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist. This has got a pretty tombstone laying on the ground. Rest in Jesus. Essie Steele. 1901 to 1919 it looks like. There's some more of the graves. There's one more back here in the front. Not back here in the front, up here in the front. I want to show you. Here is a Korean War veteran, Billy Poland, 1932-2005. I don't see many Korean veterans. Thank you again for your service. Looks like this row is the Poland family. 1866, 1938, 1861, 1947, 1901, 1961, John Poland. 1868, 1942, the Easons. In 1862, 1937. Pretty little bluebirds sitting up there on both of these graves. More Pridgetons, World War II veteran also. This cross is what caught my attention. Very pretty. I don't know if it's just marking the Pridgeton family plot or if it's marking a grave, because it's just standing there by itself, but it is a beautiful cross with an angel. More of the Pridgeton family. We're going to run over here real fast. I see a flag on the ground, so we want to pick it up and stand it up. Let's see. Shake it out and stick it into the ground here. There, hopefully that'll stay. Let me see if I can put it in a little bit better. Y'all bear with me just a moment. Yeah, I got it in better. Okay, thank you once again to the Pridgeton family for your service. And then the bats. 1921, 1991, 1915, and 2004. So as we leave this Missionary Baptist Church Cemetery, see the beautiful angel once again. And this are probably, I am guessing until somebody tells me different, this is a lot of the families that went to church here, or the families still go to church here. And this is their church cemetery. And stay tuned, because like I said, I'm going to be doing some shorts on the differences between a cemetery and a graveyard, and the mort safes. And what was the other one I said? See, I forgot. I don't edit my videos because I want y'all to see real what's happening right now without all the bloopers, I should say. But we'll be doing the false tombs, because one thing that I recently found out is a lot of cemeteries, we see tombs on the ground and we think that there's caskets in there, and there's actually what they call false tombs. So I'll be sharing with y'all this information in the very near future. Have a good one. Like and subscribe below. Uniquely Cindy, YouTube.